What is going on, YouTube fam? Steven from the Vargas team here, and today I want to talk to you all about Brickell. Brickell, as most of you know, is one of the most in-demand places to live in Miami, and it's partly due to its New York-esque nature, which stems from its high density and walkability. Now, having lived in Brickell for over 8 years, and given the fact that I've represented countless of properties as a real estate agent, it's no secret how big of a fan I am of this neighborhood. But even with all that said, I still have my gripes with Brickell, and some things I truly hate about living and working in this area. Okay, look, maybe hate is a strong word, but at the very least, I strongly dislike. So yeah, let's go with that. Strongly dislike. So what are those things? Well, I compiled a list of 3 things I strongly dislike about Brickell, which we're going to get into now. But of course, before we do, make sure you click that subscribe button and notification bell so you can be notified of my weekly Miami real estate uploads. And look, guys, clicking on that thumbs up button helps my channel out tremendously. So if you've ever found value from any of the content I've shared in the past before, please help me out by liking this video. Okay, so number 1. First things first, let's just get this one out of the way. The bridge connecting Brickell to downtown is a nightmare. And if you want to get more specific, the bridge on either Brickell Avenue or South Miami Avenue, it doesn't matter. Both of them are equally as bad. Now, let me add some context. You see, the bridge that connects Brickell to downtown is only about 100 feet or so, so it's actually not even that long. However, the entrance to I-95 is on the downtown side. So if you need to commute to and from the city, you will more than likely need to cross over this bridge. And this would not be an issue if it weren't for the fact that this bridge is constantly up, allowing for boat traffic below to access the river to the bay and vice versa. If you live in Miami, then you would know that theoretically, that bridge can only be up during certain hours of the day. However, from my experience, those hours in which it can operate is taken full advantage of. It seems to grant access to boat traffic multiple times per hour, and this starts to chip away at you over time because it happens at the most inopportune times. Look, you're trying to catch a meeting, the bridge is up. Trying to get home after a long day of work, the bridge is up. You left early, so you're not late because of the bridge being up. Guess what? The bridge is up, and guess what? You're gonna be late. Now, trust me, I understand that these commuting issues are just par for the course if you want to live in a high density area like Miami. However, when you catch yourself waiting 20 to 30 minutes a time, multiple times a day, because someone wanted to take their yacht out on a Tuesday afternoon, it really just starts to eat at you. Now, I'm not one for complaining. I'm all about people enjoying the fruits of their labor. So guy, take out your yacht and do what you need to do. The issue stems from the fact that over the years, this problem has gotten worse with no relief in sight, and it's not just me who is complaining. The residents of Brickell are demanding a solution, and rumors are circulating about a tunnel which may be in the works for the future, and as happy I am to hear about that, God only knows what that's going to mean for construction and the traffic nightmare that's going to ensue because of this construction, which leads me to number 2. Now, construction in an emergent city goes hand in hand. It's actually a good sign of a thriving and growing city, which is a good thing. However, it's not without its downsides. Construction is everywhere in Brickell, and this has caused major detours, increased commute times for both cars and pedestrian traffic, as well as limited parking and tighter parking restrictions. In other words, the city has become more inconvenient to navigate through and, well, just live life. Places that you used to be able to park and visit, you no longer can, or your car will get towed. Previous hotspots you once visited before are either shut down or have moved to make way for new construction. And as the city becomes more and more populated with new residents, this issue only grows. And with the shortage of supply and higher demand than ever before, construction is here to stay for the foreseeable future. So just keep that in mind if you were thinking about moving here. It almost feels as if Brickell is getting smaller, but more crowded, which brings me to number 3, space. Brickell is not a very big neighborhood when compared to other similar neighborhoods in other cities. It's really just a few miles long, and therein lies the problem. Construction eats at the already available space, so the small neighborhood becomes even smaller. But honestly, for me, it goes deeper than that. Due to Brickell's size, the neighborhood lacks in some areas and it is limited in others. For example, Brickell doesn't really have a big public park. Sure, there's small parks scattered throughout, and you have Simpson Park found on 15th in South Miami, but I feel that most people would agree with me. It's not really something that comes to mind or they think about actually visiting. In my opinion, it's also limited to great dining. Now, don't get me wrong, there are a couple standouts throughout the city, but just a handful. And if I'm being honest, I'm constantly catching myself going to Miami Beach to eat at some of my favorite spots, wherein I'm in Brickell, not so much. You can explore this entire neighborhood in just about 1 or 2 days, so that should tell you something about the size in Brickell. But over time, what you're gonna catch yourself feeling is that you're gonna love the city, but you're gonna catch yourself wanting a bit more. Now, don't get me wrong, it was actually very difficult for me to put together this list because honestly, there's so many things that I really love about Brickell and not a whole lot that I dislike. The benefits of living and working in this area far outweigh the downsides it may have, including the ones that I just mentioned. But of course, I do feel that we should all be transparent about these issues and the downsides that Brickell is facing, as it's the only way we can really actually strive to make it a better place to both live and work from. And of course, we all benefit from that. Are these reasons enough to make you not want to move here? In my opinion, no. Brickell has this magic that is very hard to explain. It's truly unlike any other place in Miami, and it's no wonder there's a shortage of supply, and that's because it's one of the best places to experience Miami for its essence. If this sparked your curiosity as to the type of inventory that's available in Brickell and you want to know more, then check out one of the many property tour videos I've made in Brickell in the past, found here on screen, and subscribe to the channel to see a new property tour video each and every week. Don't forget to click that like button if you found value from the content, and once again, thank you so much for tuning in and making it this far, and I will see you all next week. God bless.